Oh, my bad, guys. It's muted that whole time. My bad. Thanks for telling me. Yeah. So no, they're not actually spinners. They're a vertical. Hook a minnow on it or whatever. The minnow's still alive. It's dancing. These click together and the fish hit it. It's not an actual spinner. I mean, yeah, I got lasp. I can make spinners of this style, but this is just for dropping it down, give you some weight to get down there. Vertical jig it up and down. It'll make some noise and bring in the fish. Hook a minnow on it, right? Through the back, alive. This thing dancing. We can't really talk about it more until, well, we can, but until I get this down there with a minnow on it in front of the underwater camera. And then see what fish come in. We'll test it out. Not much, DCP. How you doing, bud? Thanks for coming in. Yeah, thanks, guys, for letting me know I was muted. I don't know how that happened. So, but what I'm doing here, we're going to tie it. I'm dressing a 3-prong hook to replace the spinner blade. Or the hook broke, so I cut it off of there. I got 3 of them to do. I got this one to put a new hook on, and we'll dress it. We'll match the colors of this and maybe throw a little bit of black in it. We'll see. But this one here, that's like the chartreuse with black. We're going to go, this is the closest thing I have to chartreuse, but it's pretty close. Hold on. That's pretty close, right? So I'm going to just tie a dressed 3-pronger with the, and this shirt I have on, I know it's, this is out of Woodstock, this company. I won this shirt actually a couple years ago in like this raffle. It's been sitting around. I got a hole in it, but whatever. I thought I'd wear it. I hear this place is really, really good. Mike Clark uses this store because he's out that way. Free Time Sports, Hunting, Fishing, and Marine out of Woodstock, I think it is. Unless they moved, I don't know, but I think Woodstock. And then I got my Bills bait and tackle hat on. Oh, okay. Yeah, right on. Well, it's not a spinner. And yeah, there's so many. There's a guy in Ontario that makes similar baits to these. I bought some off him too. And yeah, there's so many variations and different things. But that's not an actual spinner. I could turn it into a spinner quick, and that's just putting on the spinner clasp, and we'd have an actual throwing spinner. But I want to make some big musky bait spinners homemade. Not I guess the small ones. The one spinner I refurbished and remade out of other parts worked really well. I got too big of a hook on it. I find the little pike I catch in those creeks, they suck it right in deep, and it's hard to, and I'm like fish conservation. I'm never keeping those fish, so I prefer smaller hook, get that hook out a lot easier. Yeah, big bucktail spinners is what I want to make homemade. But these, believe it or not, in action, on the underwater camera, tipped with the minnow. See, they work. This will work. And I think the single hook is much better for the bluegills, even if I, and depending, even the pike, even the perch in the Great Lakes. Hopefully we see ice on that Lake Erie this year, because that's the good ice fishing, right? Long Point Bay. Yeah. Long Point Bay, or even off the boat in Long Point Bay. Season round docks. But it'll be cool to get a good, because that underwater camera works well. It's going to be cool to see a minnow dancing around on this in front of that camera. I would have done that all right. Yesterday morning, I would have found out I had a truck issue earlier. Yesterday morning, I would have said, oh, I got a truck problem. I left my truck parked since Friday. So that would have been giving me a heads up there. I could have made better arrangements for work this morning. But I didn't. Well, I know it's a good company for St. Croix. I don't own one. I know they're, Steel City, John in the chat may have more to give you on that. I know that's a reputable brand, and I've never owned one. I don't have experience with the brand. So I know some musky guys are using those. So if I were to be throwing, ATC, what's up, bro? Both of you guys came in, eh? Lumi as well? Alright, Lumi. How you doing? How's everybody? Everybody good? Hey, Lumi. ATC, bro. Yeah, I'm only going to be honest. I'm only going to give you, yeah, for sure. But, I mean, maybe even all things country here in the chat. Experienced angler and outdoorsman. Guys, I got to wash my hands quick. It'll be 2 seconds. Okay, just got to dry them off and we get to go here. Cool short, Lumi. If you're still there, that was a awesome short. Nice trout. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and that's what it is. It's just a drop shot, ATC. But yeah, it is. It's really good. Next step is putting an emerald shiner on the end of the hook, watching it in front of the underwater camera, and see what the fish think of it. But I think it's gonna work well. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I got some hooks broken off MEPS. And this year I've had hooks break, but I'm happy about it because otherwise I would have lost the spinner. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I think even dock fishing, like, I won't get ice before I want to try it. So hopefully there's still some fish around the docks when I can get down there to try it out. I know you're a couple. I know. And I thought it was pretty cool that you guys both popped in at the same time. It's like, you know, there was ATC and then there was you, Lumi. That was all. It was like boom, boom. It was, yeah, I know you're a couple. Congrats on that. Hope everything's well with the relationship, of course. Pardon me. I've had an odd morning. I had some vehicle issues this morning. Whatever, I'm losing a day's pay. That's okay. We'll make it up one way or another. That's life. It sucks when you're alive and well and you have somewhere to go to make money and then something gets in the way of that. And I stayed home since Friday night, so if I would have gone out yesterday, I probably would have realized I had a problem earlier. No shiners? No? All chubs? Yeah, no, that's cool, Lumi. Awesome. Yeah, no, that's cool, of course. That would totally make sense. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You're not alone. Like, I mean, a lot of couples do that, right? I would too if just with the kids and stuff, my lady's wrapped up, or she'd be more involved. She'd actually come fishing if she could. So one day, maybe my girlfriend will be, you know, involved in the fishing and stuff more. Before, we've been together a very, very long time, and that's the way our relationship started. It's not the way our relationship started, but that's all I kind of did for a while. We just drive around and go fishing 20-something years ago. So we hope to get back to that. We raised kids and then had some more, so we're doing it twice around. So it's tough. Mice minnow head on the jig, tapping it around. Yeah. Yeah, the idea is you drop it down, you give it some shakes, that all rattles together, just like any other noise-making bait. And like they're similar to, again, they're similar to, it's the same style of bait as a perch talker, walleye talker, any of those kind of baits. And a lot of different people make these homemade like they do. And you know, it looks like a spinner because of the blade on it. It's gonna work good. I already know that. I know it will work well myself, I think. We're gonna find out though. Yeah. So how's everybody doing? What's happening? What's going on in everybody's world? Everybody good? We got some feathers. We got a bag of feathers here. It's a good load of feathers, eh? Mixed colors. It's been so long. This is the first thing I've attempted to tie. I know we're just tying a... I gotta pick which one. I guess it's gotta go that way. First time I've tied anything since this year, or attempted to even use the tools. Oh, nice. Lucky you. Nice. Nice. It's always an exciting thing. I don't want too much on there, but we can... Oops. I don't want to overdress the spinner neither. I really don't. That's a bit long already. I'm going there, but sometimes I think a dress spinner, it just a little extra. I don't know what it is, but I find on a dress spinner I'll get more luck than an undress spinner, even if I tip it with worm or whatever. I don't know, that tail, something about my other little scissors are crap. I'm gonna grab my other pair from the other room here. Appreciate everyone hanging out. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for being here, saying hello and whatnot. All right. I wasn't thinking straight. I should have ordered a new pair of scissors for tying. Oh yeah, it's fun. Park Narc, welcome in. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I sat down Saturday while my kids were playing, and I tied a bunch of those little rigs there, eh? And yeah, it's like knitting, but like different. You know, it's no different than something you're into, and you're... It's and there's sometimes a little bit of waste because I like that natural. We're not gonna waste nothing though. We'll keep it all for another time here, whatever. Let's see what we can do. And I'm rusty at this ATC. It's I haven't played with this since last year at some time before we got weather to start fishing again. But I'm sure it's similar to riding a bike. I tie a couple, we'll be back to where we need to be, I think. And again, I don't want to overdress it. I think overdressing it can... I'm going to do this so I don't have waste. More or less moving the hairs so it's like that, where they're not all equally the same. It's too thick. So it'll kind of look exactly what we have tied there already. It's getting a little better. I want to go with black too. For some reason, that dark color, like if I tip this with like a rubber worm or anything, or a little tiny, anytime I'm fishing spinner, I find tipping it with something black is the best. Yeah, 40 bones. Really, that's all this one would cost. I bought it in a kit, shore fishing kit out of Quebec. And it's... So if I cut this in half, we should be able to use it for both sides here. Trying not to choke up on it too much, but it'll work regardless. Nice. Yeah, that's good. I haven't had a fritter in a while now. Last donut I had was actually the Krispy Kreme donut. They put that new location up on the mountain there. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid fast food at all costs. Just cause it's not for any reason. Just save the money. Budget. But yeah, fritters are great. I love fritters. I don't have fritter room in the budget right now. I don't, you know. You bet he didn't hit the like? I hope he did. 18 likes, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Like literally, I don't want much on here at the same time. I don't want to overdress it. This is a pretty good chartreuse bucktail, tying it with real deer that's been processed. I think, I don't know if I got this one off. I think this one actually came from an eBay seller, but you know, it's processed and dyed, and that's a long-haired bucktail. That's got some long hair. Right? But squirrel in the house, are you there? Okay, bro. Good morning, dude. How are you? Appreciate that. My girlfriend let me know you were there, squirrel. I didn't want me to miss your comment. See, because I'm staring at this stuff, right? So if comments come in and then I don't respond to them right away and other comments come in, I can miss comments pretty easy. So she tries to help me. You know what? Between the black feather, you guys might think I'm wrong, but I don't want... I got some black in there. I don't want it overdressed. think I'm just going to tie that up and call it. That's it. That's all you need. I make it any bigger and poofier. I was going to add some more black on it. Make it bigger and poofier. It's not going to work. I think that's pretty even. I turned it around to every hook and put a little bit on there. Tighten her up and finish it. It's pretty even, I guess. If anything, I should have gone 3 pieces of the feather coming out and then a little bit of white, but that's all I'm going to do. Or maybe 2 pieces of the feather would have made it look a little more even, but doesn't have to be much. I was thinking, should I use... Oh, man. Now I just lost what I just put on there. Really don't need much of a dressing on the back of a spinner. What's up, King? Going all right, bro. How's it going? You got a blanket of snow on the ground? Your ponds, any small waters probably froze up, eh, King? But I'm actually, could be ice fishing by now for all I know, because there's some first ice fishing videos coming out already I've seen from some channels up north. So like there is places with ice. I know Thunder Bay, I think in that area, some of the small bodies of water, I think people are on some of them fishing. First ice, probably Splake Lakes and stuff like that. Well, that's... Okay, that'll have to be even enough. And I find, like, believe it or not, I should have put another feather on. It just keeps everything more in line. This feather, because it's tied to one, I had to pick a spot to tie it to. And I didn't tighten the line all the way down to that edge of the feather. That would have kept me more inline profile. The next one I'll do that. Got 3 to do, and we're going to pick 3 different colors. Yeah. This morning my truck was covered in ice. But again, that's just thick dew. A tiny sprinkle of snow last night. It's weird. I know we've gotten more snow down south than, like, so where I'm at, technically, think of the Ontario to US borders, really. Or central borders or whatever. Where I'm at, we've seen more precipitation snow than like North Bay has, you know. However that's worked out, it just has. It's lake effect. Last night, the little dusting we got is, again, lake effect off like Lake Huron. The bottom end of the lake's just southwest. I think like London probably got more snow. All those places, but that's lake effect snow. But it was -1. My truck was telling me this morning. Hey, what's up? What's up there? I'll just call you Yeah for short. Your freezer's full, King? You all set? Freezers are filled up, dude? Well, that'll work. Nothing fancy. Squirrel, how you doing, bro? Are you there, brother? Oops. So rusty at this. I put like contact cement over them and stuff like that. I just pretty much knock them off is all I do. I should have done some practicing. I've watched video and video. I can't, the whipping tool I just suck with regardless. So which I gotta just spend time using that whipping tool. But all the contact cement I put over on this afterwards, it ends up being almost. I've never had one part come apart on me, put it that way. What do you got there? You never got the moose this year. Okay. 1 week left, okay. How's your population and numbers? Like, got a big population of numbers? How's the animal numbers? Good? They just did a call here just outside of my town. 60 deer. Roads are till the 21st. There's roads closed. It'd be cool if I had. See, it sucks. I'm off during the day here, but I don't have wheels this second. Or we could go out and about, and I could go down to where they got that. I can go down to where they got that hunt going on. Check it out. I want to see their keeps, man. I want to see the end of the day there, right? I want to see, you know, the deer they're pulling out of there. So all the deer are in town hiding because they started, I forget what day it started. So a lot of the deer are smart, and that call happens every year. They just do like an assessment of the numbers from the sky, and then it's all in no hunting grounds that they're doing a call on. Like normally it's never hunted. Actually, I can look it up in a minute, King, and I can tell you who's actually doing the folks that are doing the hunting. Never know. I go down there because they're calling 60. They could pull like, they don't have to follow any numbers. Like they can pull, you know, they might take 12 out in a day, you know. And the thing is if I'm there, right place at the right time, you never know. You never know. Never know. Maybe they give me a little cut, go home and have a meal. Oh, you're being picky? Yeah, good for you. Yeah, being picky's good. What? King, dude, you have to follow. Do you really have to follow hunting season, bro? If you really, you know what I mean? Gotta eat. You gotta follow a hunting season, or is it just out of, like, really? What do you got coming to you, King? What am I missing? You're waiting for something through customs? All right. All I'm looking for is a lighter. That'll work. I just want to singe that little bit of loose hair off that snapped off. We're going to coat it with contact cement. And I'll fish with this. I fish with this. This sometimes will stay on a rod that I always can just stop, hop out of my truck, and cover some ground on. So we'll see how this holds up, the dress part over time. I think that's what we're matching that up with. Whatever. From the Netherlands, Paul, Sturgeon Master. King, you got sturgeon up near you? You would have, wouldn't you? There's got to be river sturgeon there. Yeah, I'm not sure if I know that channel, King. You want a giveaway? Awesome. Awesome. Let's get out the contact cement, and we're gonna let her just dry on there without messing with it. Boom. That'll make that thread like exactly what it is. Fly head cement. That's the brand of vise and kit I bought. My tackle shop, Bill's Bait and Tackle, they sell it, and they sell their products. My tackle shop has a lot of fly tying materials and options. Anyone who's, you can order it online. I know you can pretty much order it online anywhere. But heads up, my tackle shop there will ship anywhere, and if you need I don't know if their website displays all their fly tying stuff, but they're so good at guys that you give them a call and you say, I'm looking for this or this bucktail of this color and this and that or whatever, and they'll say, yeah, we got it. They put it together and ship it to you. Nice. Again, I didn't over try that. That's all on there nice and tight. Nothing's pulling off of it. That should work. Eggs to babies, back to the river. I see. What are you taking a female sturgeon, putting the eggs in a bucket, taking a male sturgeon, stirring them around, and then putting them into the... What's up, Instant Regret? How you doing? Is that how you do that? That's cool. I think the sturgeon population is coming back decently, especially anywhere there's not any commercial fishing. I hate to say that. I think that. Could be wrong. Maybe there's a method if a sturgeon gets caught in a commercial net, whether they have a way they deal with that now or whatever. Yeah, they're on my bucket list. I've never caught one. Timmins, Ontario has them, and they're a season where I can catch and release them. So it's just a matter of, I think we're going to go with, I'm trying to figure out what size of split ring to go with here. I didn't make it there this year. I was up north this year, and I thought of traveling, so that puts me like only a few hours away from where I can catch them. But my plan was to make one of the days, just wake up early and go for the long drive, fish for them, catch a sturgeon, and then drive back to where I was staying. But that'll come. Maybe next season I'll get my hands. And the best time for them is September, apparently, and stuff, eh? For the cold, late August, September, just after the sturgeon moon. You know what I mean? Yeah, all is good, man. Yeah, do what we need. Yeah, all is good. I'm off work today, but that's okay. I have work to go to tomorrow. Some vehicle issues, but that's okay too. That's what happens in life, and you got to deal with things as they just keep on keeping on, right? Get her done. So we're gonna read all the hatchery. Oh, my bad. Hatchery. What did I miss here? The sturgeon hatchery. Oh, Oh, I see, eggs, babies. Oh, I get it. It's right in the, yeah, my bad. The hatchery. So, but that's how the hatchery works, right? They, they'll, they do that with brown trout. Is that how the hatchery works, where they'll collect a wild female and then a wild male and help them out? 7-footer? Oh, really? I missed that, eh? It's funny because I got a notification for her channel the other day, and I seen her that trout short. Did I flip through any more of her channel there? I didn't see that. I missed that, ATC. Yeah, okay. I'll go back and, because I do have all notifications set for her channel. I did get that notification of the rainbow trout short. The fish on? I don't know. You made 3? Okay, sorry I missed that. Well, I was multitasking when I was at your channel last, so my bad. I missed that. If something must have gotten in the way where I checked out that short. I liked it. It was at your channel. My kids probably something, and then I would have seen that. For shorts? Yeah. That's tough because we get lots of notifications, right? So it's all right. Sometimes what I do, I got the split ring working on this size of split ring, no problem. I got some smaller split rings. Man, are they tough. And I got a few different brands of smaller split rings, and I can't get them to work. I can get them to work, but they're not with the split ring. I have 2 split ring sets of pliers. One of them Steel City gifted me last year. Brought them out when I was fishing. Said, here, try these. Which I think they're better than the other ones I bought. But on the real small split rings, like the real small ones, they're a challenge, I think, with any set of split ring pliers. Like the really small ones. This size, both the split ring pliers work great. It's when I get right small, half that size, 4mm split ring or whatever. I don't know. I think that's for anybody. I think it's just once you have a real small. And like I have 20/20 vision, but so I don't think it's that. Like I can see everything I'm doing and stuff here. It's just, I don't know, the real small ones, split ring pliers, you pinch down on them, and there's really not much to open up there. They're so small. So I think anybody else have worked with those? Have grown populations of sturgeon? And then who told me about was it you? You told me about burbot. We got to research that up. We could do a whole thing on burbot in the Lake Erie population coming back. Did I hear that? So with this one, is that dried up enough? I think so. That's a nice tie. That is nice. I'm happy with that. And with the contact cement on my knots, that thing is not, I know it's not that neat actually. First one of the year. That's all we need for what we're doing here with this. I guess that's not that nice. You look at it this way and it's nice. Great. Hey, first time putting that thing in my hand for the year, so pretty much. That'll work. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You did. You got a couple sturgeons there in your area there? No doubt. Yeah, they're coming back. They're more protected for one. Their eggs are like caviar, right? But I don't think you should slaughter a fish for its eggs. You get what I mean? There's got to be a way that you can get some eggs and not slaughter the fish, and this fish can keep going. Or the commercial fishing, I think, has changed a bit. And what happened with sturgeon is anytime they were caught, they were slaughtered pretty much, I think. Am I right? Oh, one more thing. The dams. Yeah, not only that, it was the dams, right? The creation of all the dams and the water bodies. What's up, Alfred? I think the dams had something to do with that. Like the Grand River would have a sturgeon run or population, I think, if it weren't for all the dams. But there's a lot of commercial fishing in Erie, especially out front of that Grand River area. Kind of, right? Between there and then head west. Let's go. Come on, get it on there. I've played with so many split rings this weekend, kind of. Because I had other ones that were already made too, and they just needed hooks on them. So, whoops, see, that didn't work. Damming was the biggest factor for halting and recovery. Wired Lake Simcoe used to be full of sturgeons too. But I guess they have dammed that up. The lock system in the Trent Severn. That's a dam that would affect. That's technically a dam system, because the Trent technically. Now with lowering water too, after all these years, what they've had the same passage way up, but I don't know. Yeah, dams there. And I don't know what heads out north from Cooch. But yeah, because I heard Lake Simcoe used to be way back in the day. That was just boom, Lake Sturgeon. It was a Lake Sturgeon lake. Lewis Brown in the house. What's up, dude? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so yeah, Trent Severn again, damming issues. Technically, any lock system is dams. Technically, right? You think with nature there'd still be a way. It seems like. But because look at that salmon we seen the other night, Steel City, Friday night. Is that thing fault spawning or is it trying to spawn on rocks in the harbor? It should be running a trip. I don't know. It's so weird. It's almost like, manipulating fish. They're experimenting constantly, I think. Manipulating fish. I mean, technically, all the salmon in Lake Ontario and whatever we have, besides the Atlantics, maybe. But like cohos, am I right that they're all manipulated fish? Switch over from saltwater to freshwater. Am I right? Definitely a fault spawning. Yeah. I had that other rod there. We could have reeled in one of our rods quick and thrown maps at it. But why would we do that, right? I don't think it would hit it anyways. If anything, it would just do a swoop. I don't think that thing was. I saw decaying on it, but still swimming. Still swimming. Lost. The fish is lost. But it definitely went into spawn mode. It's dying. That's for sure. Yeah, between Cooch and Simcoe. Well, wait a minute. The National Extort. I'm gonna read that in a second here. You just get this the rest of the way on. Done. There's job done. It might have been just as good to tip that with the black and not go any chartreuse on that at all, but here we go. We're good to throw this bait again. Again, I could have been a lot neater and fancier, which the next one will be. It's kind of just the first one. Let's see as I catch fish on it. If, whatever, it's dressed. It's now a dressed spinner with a new matching size hook on it. Pretty much. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, the hooks break. We replace them and might as well dress them a bit. The next one will be cleaner and better. But good to go. We'll see how the pike teeth, because that's what I normally catch, is small pike and stuff when I throw this thing. Some of my pike spots. I'm happy. The map's refurbished, kind of. Yeah, thanks, Lewis. I'm missing tons of the chat. You know what? I gotta fire open my laptop. I'll have the chat going in 2 places here. And we'll tie another one. We got that one's done. It can be put away. Putting it away right here for now, I guess. This one doesn't need anything. I mean, we can just dress hooks too. Because, I mean, when you can dress your own hooks, you might as well buy undressed hooks on spinners and dress them yourself, because it's like $3 or $4 you're going to save right there. And this one has broken hooks. And I guess we'll fire tiger dress it, black and fire tiger. I guess we'll try to go orange, yellow, and green for how we dress it. I don't know whether that's a good choice or not, but we're going to do it. We're going to fire tiger dress it. Looks fine. Yeah, it'll work. Thanks, Lumi. I don't know if they're any good. They'll last a year for sure. Yeah. Oh, even the ones I buy from the store as I buy catch. This is a store dressed one, right? This was originally dressed from the store. I didn't dress that. And as you can see, it's, you know, it's lost some of its dressings, right? And then I got a hook snapped off on it. So, yeah, be good. That lure's seen fish. It's seen pike teeth is all. I think I caught a few walleye on this one too. Got some little couple marks on there. Hard to see from the teeth. In person I can see them. Whatever. Glenn, what's up? Thanks for coming in, dude. Good afternoon. All right. Yeah. For steelhead? Yeah. Fire tiger. Well, that's the next one we'll do, I guess. No, you know what? We'll keep it. I'll work my skill up. Pardon me, I'm yawning. I'll work my skill up and we'll do that one last. We'll do this one next. And we can keep like a natural, or we can go black and orange. I don't want to overdress it. I don't want to put much more than we see on it now. So first things first, we'll get out our hook. Some of the marabou, you like to trim it down? Yeah, that one I trimmed even that one I just made a bit. Yeah, you can trim them down a bit if you want. How you doing, Glenn? What's going on there in Ottawa? What's happening? All right, let's get change out the treble hook. Yeah, good point. Which reminds me, yeah, good point. No, you're not. Yeah, we have that here, and that's growing. Who knows? I haven't heard of any changes so far for our regulations this year, but a river I fish, it's a long river. Some spots of the river can only be artificial bait and single hook. So yeah, 3-prong would. So, but Reef Robber sent me these steelhead slammers. All I gotta do is file down the barb, and I can use these at that spot. But so I should almost get some more of these a little smaller. So a lot of times the brown trout, it's been like a stocking program or a reproduction program. Over the years now, there is some lunkers getting in there. But yeah, same here, Lumi. There's some spots that I can only go single hook and no live bait at all, so I can't tip it with live bait. Yeah, right on. No, there is crown land for hunting. I mean, crown land, government land. Is that what you mean? Or actual government land, owned land, like, or crown land, or I think crown land. I think it was there hunting zones that there is crown land that hunting. because I mean, some people, unless you know somebody, how are you ever gonna hunt, right? There's got to be
Not balancing.
crown land, you know, because like say me, I'm in the city, I can't hunt in city limits. I don't know anybody with a property to say this. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. To say go ahead, go get your deer, or whatever. But there is the government has to provide us land that we can. Snaring rabbits, though, I think that falls underneath like a trap line, maybe, maybe not, maybe not. Maybe there's. Well, that's cool. Yeah, bunnies are really good. Hunt is Binbrook for ducks. Binbrook for ducks is the closest one place. Yep. In between here and Push Links, I found a couple of spots. I don't know if that's Crown Land that I'm allowed to hunt ducks at too. But yeah, Binbrook is one. Long Point Bay is another. But Binbrook is the closest. You're right, Steel City. Yeah, exactly, ATC. Oh, it's surprising. Um, it's making a lot of people not getting into hunting because of the costs involved. Yeah, yeah, the Ottawa River. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a tough. We're the border population. Where I'm at, where Steel City's at. Well, kind of since, well, you're up the east, northeast there, but down this way, unless there is a bunch of crown land towards Norfolk. That, but like AT said, everybody and their brother that's hunting is gonna that doesn't have a private property go use or a farmer letting them hunt there. Without a trapping license. Yeah, and I don't know where Glenn's at, but he can be north of the Mattawa pretty quick. I think from where his location is. So maybe that's where he. I know rabbits are cute little bunnies, but they're amazing to eat, and they're a dime a dozen. And some things were created on this planet to feed other things. Just like I got emerald shiners that I'm using for bait. What are you gonna do, right? As I hear that a lot, oh bunnies, yeah, but there's thousands of them. Coyotes are eating them. So many other things are eating them. This is just so many rules, Lumi. Yeah, so many rules. Yeah, and like the cost of hunting. So like me to get it. Okay, so I have my deer. So if I obtain a deer tag, I go out and I have a spot to hunt, and I get this deer. Well, I have to have a butcher set up. I just can't. In my case, there's no me hanging it upside down and chopping this thing up, or a bear or a deer up, right? So yeah, my cost. It's got to be still cheaper than filling your freezer with the store bought meat, no doubt. I would imagine, but there, it's not. It's still not free. You think to live off the land and to go get a deer? It's not. Well, yeah. I mean, it's right. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I get what you're saying, Lumi. Yeah. Oh, if it got to that point, yeah, I get what you're saying. Just like we've said it before, every fish is edible if we're hungry enough, whether it's a carp or anything, right? Yeah, there you go, Steel City. Yeah, it's not worth it by the time. Yeah, if your meat certified, all this chopped up, certified, it's it's almost not worth it. And making a lot of people just not even be bothered getting into it. It's not a tradition that's getting passed down anymore. Um, well, technically, it stopped at my dad. It's I mean even he stopped hunting. You know, like it's just population, and as time goes by, my cousins aren't hunting. Maybe they are small game a little bit, actually. Give me a second, guys. I'll have to find that out, but I don't think so. I have one cousin that is like, you know, that it was passed down to, but I think even him, he just packed it in. Uh, but you know, I see these squirrels running around in the trees, and I'm like, they eat nuts full time. They live in trees. I'm like, they gotta taste good. I'm looking at squirrels like, you know. Oh, I have hunting opportunities. I can go up north and hunt. Um, you know, where there's crown land with not a lot of people, and then a place to stay decently close by. But it's still, even there, I'd need help with the cleanup. I think, and let's see, 94 pounds of venison, 55 for a tag, and that's great. Okay, all right. So you hacked it up yourself. Um, so with that tag, ATC, do you have to send them back the jaw? Do you have to do, or is that off? What's the deal? Can you fill us in on that? Like, did you have to send back the jaw to the government, or you? That's it. You're good. Exactly what you just said is all you need. If you have the place to hunt it, and you clean it yourself and freezer it up, that's what we're looking at. Does he? Okay, cool. I'd cook it like rabbit. I think. I have the same idea myself. My buddy used to raise rabbits that I worked with, and I worked with him for years. So he'd have rabbit twice a week as his household meal. Raised them in his backyard. So he'd bring me in rabbit. And once a week he'd bring me in a rabbit or something. But he'd have like this Tabasco sauce blend, and it wasn't like it was hard, red hot Tabasco. He just had that mild flavor in there with it. So tender. Literally fall off the man, so good. Bit bony. A rabbit was, I always remember there being bones with the meat, but no different than chicken wings, right? Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, so that's a great deal. Done deal. That's what it costs you behind your house. Well, that's a good deal. ATC 62 cents a pound. Um, you know, at say if our money's inflated to what's that really worth? Yeah, he's 62 cents a pound, man, dude. In today's money, man. Yeah, and a cutting table, not in the condo. I like to say that. I don't know if I could get away with that in the condo. Even the condo garage, having my boat somewhere else. There's me. He's hacking up a deer in the condo garage. I don't know. I don't know. I guess. I guess I should look that up. Why couldn't I? Right? Oh, that's a stepper hook. This one, this eye, cutting this eye is actually pretty tough to do. There we go. What the heck? Oh no. I cut one side of it. Cool. Oh, got it off. Yeah. Yeah, you know what I want to get? So we got to decide. I want to get, I want to go down to where there's calling these deer and say, hey guys, how's it going? Because they're taking home like numbers in a day. Like it's not, no hunting season. Well, I guess we're in hunting season. I guess that's the only thing being followed. But when a government does a call, 60 deer is the count you're allowed to take out. And it's one of our local indigenous tribes are over there doing it. But I guarantee if I was over there, hey guys, what was your keep for today? Oh, this is so cool. You never know. One could just grab a knife and say, buddy, take a loin home. Here you go. That's how kind people are. Oh, you want some? We'll cut you off a loin right now. Fresh loin from that day. I'd love to just carry that home in my hand and cook it up for dinner. About tradition and cost? See, not for me. Because, again, it wasn't passed down to me. My dad hunted deer, birds. Even when I was younger, he was still hunting a bit. And I got to pluck birds and stuff like that. And I got to eat a goose that was freshly shot or whatever. But, and cleaned. And I watched him do that. But that's all my tradition of whatever. What you say of it being passed down or whatever, right? So in my case, living in the southern Ontario population, New World, whatever, things aren't being passed down. Probably on our, now that's what another thing about our indigenous, I mean natives, they're passing that stuff down. They're like, you know, like, I don't get what's going on with, well, what I did there, you saw I added contact cement first. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that, Steel City. Well, the 60 deer, that's where it's going. Either that or the Mississaugas and the other, like, same area though. It's where the 60 deer are going. They're being called out of my neighborhood. All right, so here's our colors. I could clean this spoon up too. Number 3. We got the bronze or whatever you want to call it, copper, bronze, or not really a copper color. It's yeah, well, the folks that sold their farm that I used to get it from at any time because it was always in their freezer. They had a property on concession too. They sold it and moved east though. They live near the Bay of Fundy. But they say, oh, don't worry, we got a place for you to stay in the Bay of Fundy at any time. I used to be able to just mention to my lady there if I wanted some, she'd mention it to her, and that next day or that day, sometimes I'd have it. So I used to get free venison all the time. All right, so I'm thinking we better go black and orange on that one. Do I even need a feather? Probably not, but yeah, and none of my neighbors right close to me here hunt. I know if I was up north, I'd get free bits of meat here and there, right? Trade for some eggs, you know? You know what I'm saying? Trade for some eggs or some labor or whatever. Whoa, no, man. Man. That just screwed me right up. That's okay. And if I get a phone call, I'll have to go. But until then, I'm chilling here for a bit. I wish I could be, if I'm off work, I wish I can't even go fishing today, you know? A bummer, eh? I got emerald shiners, I got this homemade bait I want to drop down and get on film, but life goes on. It's a nice color too. Keeps it that natural, kind of what was on it, but for a while, yeah, I came back down and priced it. Yeah, after the big they forced a bunch of, what they have, bird flu or something, right? Eggs grow quick, but same thing, layers take a bit of time to get old enough to lay eggs, I guess. Yeah, my family up north, right, raises their own eggs, and they just restarted. But what they did is they bought chickens that were already laying. They're fresh, they just started laying, but I don't know, it's just the way so they didn't have to wait for any, and they're getting like, off the amount of, I don't know, they're getting about 18 to 20 eggs a day, just off their small time little thing they're doing there. Well, they taste different than the store-bought ones, that's for sure. They're very, I know I have to add, I'll say I have to add lots of salt and pepper to them. And just cause to kill off the homemade taste, I guess, if you want, I'll call it. Some people prefer that taste, right? I guess, but I'm so used to those bleached white eggs in the store that it's kind of just what I'm used to, you know? So I can eat the farm eggs. I just gotta douse them up with a little more salt and pepper. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah. Kind of wasting, in a sense, wasting 3 feathers for one spinner tie. The tips of them anyways. And then I think we're just going to toss a little black around there. We put the 3 feathers on there. A little bit of black holding it down, tie it up, knot it, cement it. Especially scrambled. Yeah, okay. I've only had them anytime I've been up. I've had like sunny sides. Yeah, scrambled. Scrambled, I'd probably add a little chopped onion in there, stuff like that too, which would change everything. A little bit of salt and peppers and stuff, and man, protein, you can't go wrong. Which makes me hungry, and I kind of want eggs today. I haven't ate breakfast. I had a busy weird start to my morning, so been all over the place and back already, believe it or not, this morning. You know what? A little bit of black in between each hook, tie her up, we're done. Actually, let me go in between there, yeah. But I haven't ate, I've had a coffee. What's up there, Skipjack Cindy? How you doing? Congratulations again on the 30K, and what a cool, very cool giveaway there. A lot of work for you. Cindy, I'm retying. This year I had some spinners break the hook. Like, good thing. I broke, like, that one was in, this hook was in a log too. I got that hook out, and then this hook snapped off, but I'd rather have the hook snap off them and then be able to retie another hook on there than lose the whole, okay, we're going to use the whole kit and caboodle word, right? So I'm getting that done finally. And what, Lumi actually won a rod and reel combo, I think. That's cool. Now my original plan, Cindy, no matter what, because I'm in Canada, just to make things easier, if my name was drawed for anything, I was sending it Lewis Brown's way. Just because it's like, it's, you know, silly shipping right now. Oh, Raspberry won and gifted it. That's how that happened? Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's the, you know, yeah, that's awesome. I think I know that because I was there. Telescopic combo. Awesome. Yeah, cool. I'm not too sure. Not much. I don't know much about that make and model of telescopic you gave away, but hey, they can be really handy. I mean, they fit in a carry-on, right? You can technically throw one of them in a carry-on and away you go. You got a fishing rod. Here we go. Telescopic. Let's do this. You're mailing today? Yeah. Well, that's a busy day. I wish I could know the numbers, Cindy. Because, I mean, geez, even in the same country, it's the shipping costs are climbing regardless, whether you're shipping in the country or not. I mean, it seems like anything U.S. or Canadian postal services, like the, I shouldn't say government postal services, but you know, UPS, Canada Post, I think they're constantly in a deficit. So all this stuff might help them recruit costs. I have no idea. Silly stuff, man. But shipping is way too expensive. Out of the country, and there's been increases just in initial shipping in the country too, right? Yeah, I know. Yeah. Part of me thinks if they have less shipping happening overseas, in a sense, with our Canada Post and US Post, less people they have to pay for sorting and stuff too. It's so weird. I don't know. I just know that our postal services, I got rid of my P.O. box. I was going to keep it, and then I was like, dude, why? Like, and then when I went to pay for it again, oh, sorry, we're closed, and it was like a rotating strike day. You know what? The rotating strike thing, I don't understand it. Like, you know what? I don't need to spend $90 every 3 months for a darn post box that I wasn't really getting any mail to. Mayhem, hey, how are you? Yeah, it's a tad cheaper to mail. Yeah, Mayhem, you're exactly right. Mayhem, yeah, our shipping costs here, even to ship in Canada, is ridiculous, you know? Like, it's ridiculous. Even for me to ship something the next city over, the costs are too high. But I still will, but not at the cost of me. I'm barely surviving, you know, so. It makes a bummer because we're all in these hobbies and we all have passions and social, you know, the social things we do and stuff like that. And it's nice to be able to simply mail your friends and whatnot something, you know, without it being too much of a, you know, like you say, an item worth, okay, this here, my homemade little jig for what it cost me to make it. To say, like, give it to someone to cover the cost of the shipping and just the product, the supplies I made it with. It's like that. As soon as you got to put something in the mail, it's work for postal. Yeah, do you? Yeah, it's crazy, right? Whoops, messing this up again. I gotta sit here and practice with the whip finisher. But by the time I put my knots on it and put contact cement on it a couple of times, even my jigs, they don't always pull on it, right? It's all nice and tight. Nothing's coming off of there. I didn't overdress this at all because I don't want to. I think sometimes overdressing the tail of a spinner. Let's just make sure we have enough black on it, though. On the other side. Yeah. That's all we're putting on this. We're keeping it a fairly light dress, just a little bit. I know. That's what I'm cute. Yeah. No, I know. Even donos and stuff you got at the beginning of that. Does shipping costs every item? Oh, the packaging costs something. I don't know what envelopes and what different packages, bubble envelopes, different things. You got to package that stuff up, which all comes at a cost. You almost have to find a really discounted place to buy the packaging envelopes from and different things you're shipping in. Because if you buy them from our postal service right at the counter or right in our postal, dude, for a little shipping package, I swear, like, oh man. So, like, I found some stuff at the dollar store with some of the envelopes of stuff I've shipped out in the past. But so the purchase of that, say, whichever way you have to package something to ship it. And then the purchase of, I don't know how close the post office is to you. That's a travel. You start your car, it's a travel. It costs you money. Anytime you start a vehicle or start anything, costs add up to do anything. So, and then the shipping costs alone, and then it's not cheap to be good to people. It's not cheap to be, I get what you. It's, dude. Yeah, I hear that, Cindy. And I mean, here, I feel for you 100%. I know anybody'd rather be at work than an injury, because I don't know what your workers' comp is like there. But here, even if it's an approved case, you're waiting 3 months for a check, 2 months. Am I wrong, Steel City? Have you heard of that? Like, I've not personally had comp in my lifetime, but I have heard that if I ever do need it, it's not going to pay my bills next week if I ever do need it. And dude, there's people hired to do their best, just like any other insurance company, to make sure you don't get paid, and they don't have any money leaving their accounts. I'm not trying to be funny or rude. 8 weeks, it's 8 weeks till you see a check. So, and it's only a certain percent of your wage. It's not like they're paying you full pop. Yeah, not trying to be fun. Yeah, and you know what? The corporations have a lot of pull, and they always have, but more than ever. But so I feel so bad that you've had to be off work for back injury, because it's not. There's anyone I've heard, any working person I've heard that has bills to pay, much rather be at work than waiting for comp or waiting to heal. So I feel for you. Let's singe that up a little bit, and then we're going to contact cement it again, which is head cement made by a company for doing this. Where'd I set that? There we go. When you oh, hang on, I missed that, Mayhem. Yeah, but the envelope, depending on what you put into it, has to fit through a certain slot. And they literally say to you, is this only paper? Is this only paper? Recently, I've been dealing with it, Mayhem. It's not, yeah, and yeah, it's so tough. Recently, I've been dealing with that. Like, it's... And then now, because, like, I think that things are so tough, if you don't pay tracking on that, if you don't pay tracking on anything you ship, there's no chance it's going to make it. Or there's a chance it'll make it, but there's a chance it won't. And when the chances won't, but if something's tracked, no one can go like this with it. I hate to say that. No one can go. I'm not saying that there's people like that work for our postal services or anything like that. I don't know that for a fact. But when a package goes missing that has no tracking, where'd it go? Where'd it go? And then because it has tracking, it's just obsolete and it's just gone. That's what I'm saying. Because if you don't pay tracking and you wonder what happened to your package, well, where did it go? It's just gone. Remail it with tracking. Pay twice. I'm not trying to say that there's people doing but one thing I do know, that our postal services workers a lot of time have to start off at part-time. They're fighting for hours. I guess you have to have two jobs more or less, because you're only going to get so many hours. You have to have two jobs. This and that. I don't know. I don't know. That little thought in your head comes from desperate times can create someone to go for domestic measures. I don't know if that's the case or not, but I've had mail not just, I have to, anything I ship has to have tracking on it, so it's another cost, because I've already sent packages that disappear without tracking when I don't have tracking. So am I going to live that again? Still feel obligated to resend it to someone and then pay the tracking? I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to go through having something that's worth something, pay what it costs to ship, and then it not get there and not know what happened to it. Your kids fish where I fish? Oh, you were gonna send me something? Oh, I really appreciate that. Yeah, I have actually no address for the channel right now. Almost can't even accept free gifts. Yeah, there you go. So stuff like that. Yeah, stuff like that is what I mean. And the stickers, they cost us a couple bucks. They're not. We're paying more than 50 cents a piece for them, no matter how many we buy them. In a sense, like, these stickers aren't cheap. They're not free. Every little cost adds up, and you're like, this is what I've spent to have some fun. And yeah, I hear that. Yeah, yeah. So twice it's happened to me, same similar, and I can't go through it again because I'm just out that much more money. So it's like forcing me to buy the tracking. What ATC say? With no tracking, because the cheapest track price 65. It took 9 weeks to get, but she got it. Good. You took a very big risk there. 65 bucks. That's tons, but you still took a huge risk not going with that tracking. Thankfully, she got it. And here too, here, there, everywhere, they're just, yeah, everybody's like, especially, okay, it's that whole thing. You buy a vehicle off the line Monday, that was bought off the line Monday or a Friday or whatever, right? Today, someone might be in a mood. They're barely paying their bills or this and that, and they're just throwing packages. They're like, you know what I mean? It's, or some people would be like that without any stress or pressure in their life. Am I muted? No, we're good. No, I'm not muted. Check your side. Unless we're looping. Yeah, okay. Well, it costs, I without the envelope and packaging, he put it in. Reef sent me 2 spinners and some hooks. Small packages. So this and this technically could go in a, small envelope. The flat fee, I don't know whether it was a flat fee, because I got it. It stuck right to the post, and I was like, man, he paid that to get these here, and then the cost of these, and then the shipping. I was like, man, there's no way I'm allowing that guy to pay that much to send something to me, And she got it about a month ago. Karen in Louisiana. Yeah, and I mean, I think Canada Post is in a deficit alone. I don't know this at all, just from their compensation claim rates, and because it's going to happen. You have ice, you have this, you have snow, you have the knees, you have the this, you have that. I think it's one of the most, I don't know if that's the most injury or most covered insurance job. You get what I mean, guys? I don't know if that's part of their problem over there, because their compensation rates are probably something so ridiculous, and then to pay someone to pay for the vehicles, the insurance, to get these letters moved around, these boxes, all hidden costs, all the outlets, mail post outlets, leases on buildings, properties. Dude, it's like, believe it or not, to make them be in above, they got to charge us way more than they're already charging. And I think that's a ridiculous. I mean, something needs to change. There's got to be a better way. Yes, her. Yeah, so that's Southie. Oh, like, yeah, that's wild. But I'm glad to hear she got it. So that must have got stuck in somewhere, some kind of sorting machine, or it must have got stuck somewhere. But then finally it was like, okay, well, send her on, and it made it to where it's called. No one lifted the package or anything, or threw it in the garbage or whatever, or it didn't get damaged and thrown out. I'm glad to hear that she got it. Nice. In the fall rooms, way cheaper. Hmm. It took 10 days. Hmm. Oh, I see, and missed the draw. Yeah. Hey, notice autocorrect's jumping in there on us tons. Like I'll say at, and it'll just think I mean to say it. Like correct my sentence depending on, and it's not the way I spell. I mean, at is at in as I'm typing, but I think it's judging the rest of my sentence or something and saying, no, you must mean this. I don't know. Oh, really? Huh. Yeah. Hmm. Well, there we go, guys. There's another one tied up, dressed up, replaced hook. Well, that's going to be, that's the orange and bronze, or orange and brass look, or whatever. Orange, brass, and black. So we went orange and black for the dressed. I think that's a good idea. I think that was smooth and smart. That's what we're going to be looking at. I think that was the way to go. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if they've just done a big update to all the autocorrect systems. I mean, sometimes it'll do that. All of us seem to, like, I've been typing in probably in at your channel over the weekend or whatever. Something changes on my sentences, or at or it, or as I'm texting people. It's yeah. Thanks, ma'am. I appreciate you. You have a good day. Enjoy Niagara Falls, eh? All right. You know what? I'm gonna put another little touch of contact cement on here. Fly head cement. You want to hit the whirlpool? I hear it's pretty good right now. That guy we were talking about, he hit one there. He either hit it there or Fort Erie Bridge. He's got a fake background behind it. I don't know if you recently seen it in Steel City. He photoshopped himself holding the walleye. That guy we were talking about, that was down in our area and moved to the Niagara way. Trout, when Lake Trout opens, yeah, yeah. I heard a walleye are hitting there. Upper, lower, the whole stretch of that river. People are catching more walleye. I thought I recently heard upper and lower. Oh, you don't like the ad tags as you read the chat? Most of them are fine, but a lot of them, the ad tags are completely different from their name. So sometimes, like Wicked Weasels, he's got such a different at tag to his name. So yeah, his profile picture was there, but what was it? Was it Saturday night or Friday night or last week? Yeah, there's good. Yeah, I heard rainbows too right now. But yeah, I had to say, oh, I'm sorry, and he's like, it's me. What? I was like, oh yeah, my bad. I see your, the profile picture now and stuff. But if you don't have like a hit on that profile or like a lock on that profile pic to the name, for sure. This way too, the ad tags, I think it's good for people that aren't blue. If you have an ad tag, you can type it in real quick. You're going to get to that channel. Yeah. Like for us, we can all see who each other are. But there is a bunch that you can't. And then if you're not real familiar with them, you might interact a little because they're fresh or whatever. You could be like, have someone in, you don't even realize who they are. Kind of. All right, what size are we going with? What size did I use the last one on? I'm happy with that one. So cool. We did her up, guys. Mint, ready to fish with. I think that worked out nice. What size did I use? That size. We'll use the same size of split ring. Part of me thinks like one size under these would be better. But whatever. It'll give room for that hook to really move around. Because these smaller ones, the smaller your split ring is the less somewhat your, I think the less your hook can move around. I know, just like if someone throws a comment on a shorty yours or whatever else, they can click onto it and they're set. They can get to your channel no problem, right? Yeah. I think I don't know why they did it this way. Thought maybe we'd see it change for a while, and it makes me wonder, is that their thought of the at tag? Well, why is it on most of our channels and then not some channels? We can't switch it back and forth and have it the way we want to. Cindy's has your regular name. Well, she has over the last, and I think, and that's the way it last time it happened for all of us at the kind of the same time. Then we all went back to the regular, and now we're back to the at tags, and it's a lot of channels. I don't know if it depends on how many subs you have or how many. You could look at that. It's probably, I haven't searched it neither to even find an answer. Oh, who's out? Steel City? All right, bro. Yeah, get it. Yeah, good luck today. I hope you have a good day. If I get mobile later, maybe I'll be out and about later. We'll see. See what happens. It's 12:30, eh? I should know shortly. Okay, you out, Skipjack. You got to do the same. All right. We'll see you later. Yeah, yours is still regular. Yours did switch at one point back out and then went back, right? And then, yeah. Yeah. And I don't know what again, I didn't search why or not. So I'm just, don't know if anybody else has. Oh, here's another thing, guys. Chat GPT. I busted it being wrong on something today. Something about my truck. Gave me an answer and it was wrong. I guess that's going to happen, right? But Chat GPT, it gave me an answer it gave me an answer like it knew what it was talking about fully, but was wrong. So heads up, that's I found it pretty interesting that it was wrong. So which means the whole AI thing, the answer that they give you earlier in the year. Oh yeah, earlier in the year. The answer they give you could just be the answer they want you to know. I don't mean to be funny, and I don't do that here. We're not getting into, but I'm just like, okay, so it's submitted information. But I found it odd that it gave me like a fine-tooth, guaranteed kind of answer, like it for something with my truck, and it was wrong. Fully. We'll see you later, Skipjack. I hope your back's feeling better. We'll see you soon. Over at your place or whatnot. Oh, congrats on Travis reeling in that big fish, too. I wasn't at that stream. I was live myself. If you're still there, congrats on that fish. And I know you guys probably posted a short, so I got to get over and have a look at it. So I don't know if I'm going to use ChatGPT for everything or much stuff, because once something shows me fully it's wrong on a thing or two, why I just search it and find my research the way I always have, instead of going to one research tab or one, you know, I'd rather look at 20 different submissions of something and then pick for myself what's right, not just have something say do here's your information, you know. Whatever though. I mean, that's going to come a long way yet. It's fresh, right? So maybe that's why there's going to be hiccups in anything that starts off kind of out and fresh, but this is what we got here. Boom. Pretty basic. So we're matching colors. We got the bronze to, and that's that. I think that's going to work good. Good choice. Good choice. So that's the second one of the day. We have one more to do, and the last one is the fire tagger. I got to run upstairs and use the bathroom though before I do the next one. Karen, what's up? Is Karen in the house? Awesome. And I want to put water on for another coffee. And I just got to run for a quick second. I'll be right back. Hope that's all right. If anyone leaves, I understand. Thanks for coming in. Got a bit of a clear. I like opening this up when it's snowing out, because then we can see a good snowy kind of snow globe view, but it's not snowing. And it's glaring, you see. I'm going to leave it open just for while I'm gone, and then be back in a couple minutes. I don't know if you guys have used ChatGPT on stuff or any AI programs. Actually, I'll close it now. It's kind of an odd clear. It's coming in there. Which when I can, I got some awesome curtains picked out that I'm going to order for down here. All right, I'll be back in a minute. 7 people in the house. If you guys want to chat in there, and if you take off, I completely understand. We'll see you next time or on your channel. I'll be 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. I'll be real quick here. All right. In a second, I just got to go make my coffee. The hat. Oh, the hat? Yeah, reef rubber. I always like to... Dude, this hat's durable. And it's so, like... I mean, reef rubber, he's out there. The content he puts out, tons. He does a lot of membership content. He does a lot of long forums, live streams. He's working hard. He really... Pliers Loomy? Nice, guys. That's so cool. That is so cool that you guys doing that. I appreciate you guys. All right. So I think that one turned out. Right, a good replacement. The hooks cost me $4.99 for a package of 5. It's cheap. Vodka treble. Can't go wrong. I went with the mustard size 6. 2 extra strong, whatever that means. Boom. 2 spinners. There's 2 spinners refurbished, ready to hit the water. Nice. New hooks and dressed. See, I went even lighter on that one with dressed. You don't need too much. Which the spinner box is right here. And you know what, actually, I'm going to let them dry up a little bit. I'm going to let them dry up from that cement more. And I'm going to spray some sort of scent on them to get off that new head cement scent. And let that soak in there, throw them in my box. Ready to fish with. Because sometimes I think scents... The purpose of a scent, or what a scent actually will do to your bait. Well, yeah, okay, it'll add smell to it and add scent to it. Maybe add a slime to it too, like an oily slime. But like when you buy something new out of the factory, David Bennett in the house, how you doing, bro? Good to see you. Good morning. I think getting off that factory scent, or for instance, this spinner, even if it has a process to get off the factory spec, it then gets packaged. It has cardboard and then the plastic. Well, something adheses that together down some kind of production line. So I think spraying a bait with scent is good to get off like the new factory scent, if there is any. Maybe there isn't any and there's no scent that would stop a fish from getting your bait, but I think it can't hurt, right? I don't know what you guys think. What's up, Tommy? How you doing? Yeah, I'm doing all right. Tommy Russell. What's happening, dude? Just work, sir. Yeah, normally me too. Yeah, work's going good for myself as well. Yeah, same here. That's all you're doing though? What are you working 12, 15 hours a day? Or just going to work and home and whatever with your family responsibilities? It's going around. You sick? I thought Friday I was getting a bit sick. I'm not homesick, Dave. I had vehicle problems this morning. So I'm just waiting to hear upon those. And yeah, thankfully, it works okay without me today. And they'll let me make up the hours throughout the next few days. Life happens, you know, real world, real big boy problems, right? Yeah, awesome. What are we doing here? So yeah, pretty much me too, just work, I guess, and doing my hobby. and the family and whatever else. So really busy. You hear that? It's behind. My stream's behind. There we go. I can see the chat better now. Oh, okay. I see. Oh, okay. I see, Tommy. Yeah, right on. Yeah, David, what's going on? You have a sore throat? Think you got COVID? Yeah, it could be. Got any sore throat involved in all that? Because that's one of the viruses or sicknesses that's going around, I hear. Is a sore throat thing. No sore throat, eh? Okay. Well, you probably have, yeah. All right, cool. Tommy, thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. You have a good day, too. All the best. All right, so here we go here. I don't know why I clipped these off first. Why I clipped the old hook off them. We could just tie the hook that's going on it. So, David, man, speedy recovery on the sickness. I hope it's not too bad of an ordeal for you. Sounds like it is, so, but I hope that your body just... We put a new treble hook on there and tied that little bit of yellow on there, David, and we got a black feather in the center of it. So, and then this one we just finished up was this one that had a broken hook on it, and we dressed it up with black and orange. Yeah, oh, that sounds like COVID to me. And you're a smart dude, you know. I would say you could self-assess that and come up with what the possibilities and narrow it down to what's going on. Yeah, thanks, Lumi. This keeps it going. I'm glad the hooks broke off, like I said, because if not, you know, those snags, like, you can lose the whole lure. So my line's been staying on there and kind of just getting those hooks to bend out. And I've had fish bend a lot of hooks this year. Oh, thanks, Karen. I don't know, did I have this hook break? I don't know. This would have been a snag. Muskie I had on earlier in the year that spit my hook. It actually bent my hook. And then I had walleye in the Grand River. Catch a walleye, reel it in. It bent my hook. Here's the deal. It didn't break the hook. These were from snags. But here's the deal on that. I'm happy with that. Because I want... This is now not in the bottom of the river or some kind of pond or lake. Just sitting there rusting away, decomposing back into the earth, right? So, I don't know, the brass, I'd take... Does the brass ever... Would, like... Brass... I know it's not stainless steel, but a piece of brass in the earth, it probably lasts a lot of years, right? Because some of this does have brass on it. Whether they're still using brass nowadays or what, but I've not had one rust. Never open up a box. I never come across, so it's got to be just brass. I don't know. Yeah, thanks. It's been like a lot of months since I've used I tied anything or whatever, so you do get a little rusty on it, whatever. So I think once I tie a few more things and stuff, it'll get right back to where I should be. Family's good. The little ones are at school. My girlfriend's upstairs, just having a little lay down break from everything. She stays really, really busy, and I'm chilling. Yeah, family's good. Older ones are busy. Younger ones went off to school okay. Yeah, good day. Everybody's good. How about you, Karen? How's everything going? Yep, I had my lunch packed for today. It's leftovers from yesterday, so I'm gonna eat that eventually soon. I'm looking forward to eating, and that's about it. Yep. I thought we'll tie this up and then I'll probably get off live. And then I'm gonna make a phone call. Not that I want to bother anybody. To see how my wheel situation is looking. If possible. I actually shouldn't. I gotta be patient and just relax on that, but yeah. Alright, so it's gonna be for this one. So we can get real fancy. We can go green, yellow, and orange. So if that's green, yellow, and orange, I guess we start with green, put some yellow, and then some orange. So why don't we do this way? I'll put a couple little pieces of orange feather as the tail, and then we'll go yellow, and then a little bit of skirting of green. Let's see how that goes. You need the rain to stop? Yeah, this time of year, if it's raining, it likely is going sideways, isn't it? Rain does suck this time of year, I guess. Yellow for sure. Yeah, I find yellow is I don't know. I don't know. They say fish, anything I've heard, fish see shades or colors. They might not see them exactly like we do. I don't know. What do we hear? Dogs see black and white. Other animals, they say, see differently than the way we see things, I guess, in colors and stuff. That's what they say, but how are we supposed to know that? But yellow really works well for fish. I agree with you, Lumi. Yeah. Even like a yellow stick bait. I caught my nicest muskie. It's not the nicest muskie, but I find yellow fish really like the yellow. No matter what it is. Yeah, I mean, even all this precip we're getting, our waters are still. I mean, we've been getting not downpours of like huge accumulation, but we've had enough to say like the ground's saturated. Everything's kind of muddy in areas, but the water levels are still low. Myself and Steel City were fishing a spot on Friday night, man, and the water is down, I don't know, 7 feet or something from its kind of ideal level. 6 feet, 7 feet, something like that. That's the Lake Ontario. But I know ATC, the St. Lawrence River, um that was really low, right? So I think they opened a bunch of or opened raised the level of the St. Lawrence for folks to get their boats out of the harbors. One pond is no longer there, Lumi. Well, I didn't see you fishing in a pond. Well, I have seen you fishing in a pond. But that trout was in a creek that I just recently seen. That's what I thought. It looked like a creek. Like similar to what I've fished now and then. No, I'm grateful for my ponds and creeks, but our ponds don't have rainbows in them or any trout in them. Our ponds don't. Lake St. Francis. Huh. You know what has a big effect on our water systems and could affect it in time to come? But it's big money. And everybody wonders why, oh, why don't we rape the earth for minerals? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's quarries. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a, I could be completely wrong, so I'm not no facts involved, but I think where we have a quarry, they blast this rock and they end up hitting some of these water, water ducts or whatever you want to call them. And then they have to pump them back up to different areas, and I think it can really change a bit of our, I could be completely wrong, but a lot of our, water tables, wells that feed homes and different stuff, it's under the ground. I mean, the water table is huge, and um, mining I believe, can affect some of my little creeks and ponds. Why one has a lot of water, one doesn't, stuff like that. Things change. I got one that's dried up fully because I think they had to reroute it. In my opinion, I know it's not. I know it's money and big. Um, it's. Oh crap! I got water boiling upstairs, guys. I gotta make my coffee real quick before she boils dry and starts burning up. So I've run out of sugar, but you know what I used? Icing sugar, a little bit. Dorothy, how's it going? Appreciate you coming in. There you are. Been waiting to see you come in here. I've been waiting to see you again, Dorothy, to the channel. I know it's hard to get all over the place. Good seeing you. I hope you're well. I've been saying hi to you. A lot of chats have been busy where I've seen you around, but I have said hi, of course. Okay, this one here, we're going to go with, I was on that chartreuse there. Let's just go to the standard yellow for this one, and that's to match this. I mean, that yellow is pretty chartreusey on this one, but let's try it out. What happened here? I just pressed a button. What happened? Yeah, I'm doing okay, Dorothy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, likewise. Idaho. Good fishing in Idaho. So we'll go with a little bit of yellow, and then we're going to finish off with green. Bob Marley lure, yeah, it works well. It's one of my, it's not commonly on the shelves. My tackle shop will order them specially for me. Because, I mean, I think once they get on the shelves, they just get picked up. I think once they hit the shelf, that color, and it works well. And some people only will use like the chartreuses and stuff in the, you know, in the murkier waters. I don't. I'll throw it in clear water too. And you see I'm not overdoing it. We don't want to put too much on it. But I'll go through a selection of colors. And sometimes I just end up at the, you know, your regular plain chrome spinner. But yeah, it's a great color combo. The trout seem to love it. Everything seems to love it, really. I'll even get the panfish and the bluegills smacking at it, right? I think sometimes it's good to have, if I could have two colors, it'd be this, almost a black with some kind of dots, and then be your chrome shiner, spinning shiner color. I mean, it's a lot of bait emerald shiners, they give a shine, you know, like find that natural color, kind of can't go wrong with. But this is a go-to for sure. This is another go-to of mine for sure. I fish a lot of muddier waters and stuff, and even in clear water I'll throw it. And I think some days, I used to think colors, does it really matter? Does it just some of these lures, does it just matter to us anglers or whatever? Kelly, what's up? There you go. I appreciate you coming in. I'm going to throw you blue, Kelly, in case you want to cruise around. Of course, of course. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I hope everything's well your way. Life is good. Good as it can be, right? I'm doing okay. Could be better, could be worse, but I'm very good at the end of it all, end of the day. Tomorrow is your birthday. Happy birthday, Kelly. Yeah. Birthday wishes in the chat for Kelly. Awesome, Kelly. That's cool. So, do we want any more like yellow on here? Again, we're going. I always find you don't want to overdress a spinner, dress spinner. Don't need a big, unless it's that big, huge musky spinner where you have big, huge trebles. You're trying to, you know, this guide. These ones here as a little trailer, I don't think you need a, you know, an overly big amount of dressing on the end of them. Just like when you buy them, they're not really too overdressed neither, right? Because I think, what do you got, Dorothy? Wow, good. Yeah, awesome, Dorothy, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, that's good. All of my kids, including I have one that's 18, still lives here. Of course, I have to nowadays. Of course, right? Gonna be going to school in September, university. But yeah, it's that's awesome. I'm sure I might get to live those moments one day that way. I don't see the little ones as much and get to spend time with them like that, like you are. All right, I know that's. Let's see how even we are. I only went around 2 hooks with the yellow. We could put a couple of hairs there, I guess. Or I could just start a little bit of green there. Again, I really don't want these overdressed. From 44 to 51, right on. 5 kids from 44 to 51. Good on you. Sweet. Yeah, right on. You're 5 years old to 18, 4 of them. Hey, 5 years old to 18 years old. All with the same mom, all the same dad. Of course, you know. I know that otherwise that happens if they're not all the same, you know. But yeah, I did it twice. We almost had, you know, kind of did it that whole thing twice instead of having them all together, kind of closer together like you did. We went a span, and then 39 a week ago. Yeah, right on. ATC 9, 7, 5, and 4. Kelly? Right on. Awesome. All right, let's get out the green. I don't think we're going to put any more yellow on that. Again, it's just just to put a little dressing on that hook. So we went orange. The yellow, that orange is strong, eh? The orange is always strong. Even a tiny bit of orange, it comes out really strong. Guess even looking at the lure, the orange is obviously the dominance there. I don't know if your eyes picked that up, guys. That orange is a dominant color. Oh, California Dreaming in the house. How's it going? Good to see you. I appreciate you coming in. All right, let's get the green out. Yeah, you can see that, eh? Like even looking at this, the yellow is barely showing up that I put on there. That orange is just dominating through it. I think it was good that we started with the orange. Now we got the green. And the thing is with bucktail, you buy bucktail, you're going to get more than one color, of course. They dye the whole thing green, but bucktails always have a brown patch, and then you have your white on the outside, right? I should have more green than we got here, though. Here we go. There's another one. Let's pull off of this one. Fishing with Rivers. How's it going? Appreciate you coming in. Yeah, appreciate it. Rivers, thank you. Now the green is going to get in there with everything else. I'll tie the greens. I'll toss the green over the hook spots. And that can be like, it'll even out the blend of dressing. I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Looking forward to work tomorrow. And I ended up having some time here today, so I'm just replacing some. These hooks had broke, so I just dressed up some new trebles and put them back on the spinners. That was that one, and then so that's what the colors we picked for that is a black dress and yellow, kind of a chartreuse yellow. And then this is the one we're working on now to replace this hook. One's broken off and one's bent. So we're working on something to replace that hook and dressing them a bit. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, thanks. It's like, yeah, it's like knitting, but like fishing, crafts. And it's replacing what we need to, we're kind of refurbishing. And I don't know if they changed, I was saying it before, I don't know if those, because previously I get snagged up, a lot of times I'd lose the whole spinner. But now I play with it a bunch, I can get those hooks to straighten out. And I don't think it's that I'm using a stronger line, because it's not like I've gone from, okay, I used to use, I went from an 8-pound mono to a 12-pound mono, so maybe that's, no, 8-pound to a 10-pound mono on this like casting rod that I straighten these hooks on. Same brand of line and everything. I think the hooks are not as strong, which is a good thing. I've had 2 fish bend hooks on me this year too. But I'd rather be able to get a snag, bend the hook, get it back out so I can just throw another hook on it than lose the whole thing. So I'm happy with whatever changes, or maybe there's been no change and it's just my luck or whatever, but I missed an upload from you. I was just at your channel the other day, Dorothy. I think I commented too. Maybe you just uploaded another one. And then I went back through other shorts that I had missed, Dorothy, and I gave you likes on a bunch of them, on pretty much everything I came across. Chasing trout, I catch multi-species with these spinners, but right now I'm not chasing trout. But the trout do like these. But pike and walleye, everything hits these. I'm currently not chasing trout, really. Inland trout, most areas are shut down. They're just out of season, right? For where I'm at, but there is some open season year-round, but I find it spots that they really don't hang out in. And it's pretty darn hit or miss big time. So trout will open back up here at the end of April. Like inland off the Great Lakes and all that. I mean, there's some trouts that are open year-round inland, like the splake and stuff like that, but we don't have any splake lakes that close to me. Like a 3.5 hour drive to get to one. But they're really good for first ice at that lake I'm talking about. There we go. Let's look at the other side here. Put a little bit on this side and we're all set. I don't like to overdress them. I found they'll add a little bit of a different drag. I've done this before where I've added lots of bucktail And I found that it affected the... What's up there, Justin? Long time no see, brother. How you doing? Good to see you in here. It's been a very long time there, Thunderstruck. How's it going? Everything okay? No, I'm all on fresh water. There's no salt water near me. I'm central kind of to Canada. I live along the border. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, right on. That's what it is then. Well, I do the same. I'm the same way, dude. I'm places. I guess I stop by your place and I don't chat as well, so I get that. Right on. What I'm doing, Justin, is just replacing some hooks from some spinner baits this year that I bent the hooks off of and stuff. But like I was saying, I'm glad I can get the hook to straighten up or bend, and it's not like I'm using 20, 30 pound braided or anything to really just straighten the hooks. But oh no, I don't have both where I'm at. I guess I have brackish water at the Arctic Ocean if I had like 14 hours north from where I'm at in Ontario, but yeah, no, and other than that, it's a pretty much a 24-hour drive to the ocean if I go straight there, and that's the East Coast, and the West Coast I'm further than that from. It takes me 24 hours just to get out of Ontario heading west. So I'm quite the ways from an ocean. Okay, guys. I'm having a little bit of trouble with this one. Most of the screen will fall off. Yep, especially when it unravels like that. Super rusty at this stuff too. I haven't tied anything since, well, we made out all right with the other things we tied there, but I haven't tied anything since maybe last March or February or something like that. As soon as I can get back fishing, I'm gonna put all this stuff away. Yeah, well, these ones, like, this is what happened with them. So I'll show you. This is what we're replacing for this one right now. That's the color. And then you see the hook. So bent out, and then one's missing. So I got this one in a log, bent the one hook, and then broke the other hook off. Which I'm glad. I'd rather lose the hook or bend a hook than to lose everything here. So for sure, for sure. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a winter thing, right? Winter hobby. More for me, I find. I mean, it's not like I have a business doing it or anything, you know what I mean? This is just arts and crafts, and then this is like maintenance on my own tackle. And I've actually made, these are for drop shotting. Not drop shotting, vertical. They got like a little tungsten skull on them, so it'll get down into the Put an emerald shiner on the end of this. It flutters around down there. The jiggling here can call the fish in. I really like this design. So I'm going to get this in action under the underwater camera there and see how the fish respond to it. But it'll call them in, right? And then I got some other ones I've been making. I made a lot of these I made 20 of these on Saturday. Oh, cool. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, right on. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I've hung out at your, hanging out by the house and hanging out in the chair outside, and I hung out that time you did that opening from Buddy here from, oh, you guys believe that just happened? I can. I guess I can believe it. The chilling lives and chatting are good, man. You know what I mean? Dorothy, I don't think he gets enough ice. And you see, myself and Justin, we share the same name. You know that? So that's why when he come in, he said hi to me in my actual name. No, I go by OUTFISH on the channel, of course. On setting up a room. Tie-in live stream, yeah. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's what this is. I mean, I chill here even when I'm not. It's just my little chill spot. I come in from work. First thing I do is I just come in this room, empty my pockets and sit down. Get my wallet and keys out. And my laptop's here. Kind of like, it's a laundry room is where I'm at. But it's my little spot to kind of chill. I think we're okay with that. Again, I don't want to overdress it. We don't want to overdress it. We really don't. Let me pull on this. That seems to be, oh, some of that green just pulled out of there. Let me pull this off. Oh, it just did it again to me. That's okay. You know what? And it's because everybody who ties stuff knows this, especially if it's bucktail. I got a bit of an egg already, so I needed to put less line as I spaced out my coloring here. I know it's hard to see, but kind of looks messy. This is definitely a rusty tie and not going too well, but it's gonna work. But I'm gonna be rusty for the, what it is I gotta tie a jig. Well, I gotta just tie a jig next, and then I think my rustiness will go away. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I feel for you, David, bro. I wish there was a way I could help you recover faster. I do feel for you. I don't know if anybody has ever traveled cement before or know much about cement traveling. Jig tying and tying stuff and making things are similar to that. When it's done, it's done. So when you have too much of an egg on here, again, I could be wrong. I'm not a professional. I do this as a hobby. As you guys see, this one's not looking too neat at all. But I'm kind of just building my skill back up a little bit, or for them to freeze. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, we're in an in-between, like some mornings, like this morning, -1. The ponds would have all skimmed over just a little bit. Just enough to close the water off. But then like later today, it'll open back up. The sun will come out. And we almost get a season. Well, we got the Great Lakes and they don't freeze. And my big river doesn't freeze as fast. Like Justin's saying with the current and that. But there is a time where fishing gets tough right in between that season where it's like you can't do nothing with the ice. And the open water is tough too. So it's... And the fish go into a bit of a transition too. Our bass go dormant. Our channel cats go dormant. Which they'll all be in the mud now. I don't know. My buddy 2 weeks ago caught a couple small channel cats. Real small ones. But I'm going to say that they're in the mud till the spring. Till March, April. The water temperature tells me that they'll be at the mud. But in the mud now. But a fish will go after this. Oops. And even when you buy this, the tie is just ones I see in the store are this color pattern that are dressed. They just dress it with like a black squirrel tail or a... So now we're gonna have a little bit of color on the tail too. And I think, I know that doesn't look too neat. It really doesn't. It's kind of dirty looking. It really is. It's a terrible tie. I should almost start it over. Because I'm getting a huge egg on the end here. Which is fine. The fish is going to hit it. It's going to get hooked. Once I have the fish hooked and it shakes around, believe it or not, this allows it not to get off as easy and shake the hook at the same time. But again, you start getting too much of a ball of yarn on the end there. That could look a lot neater. It really could. But at the same time, it's going to work. I'm not a professional at this. I'm never going to be. I'm not going to claim to be neither. I just have fun doing it. Whoops, that's no good. Like my line snapped on me there before the knottings. We get her knotted up just fine though. And then I'll head cement it a bunch. It'll never come apart. And I will use that lure a lot, so we'll see it. And those 2 lures I did, they're ones I always have in my truck, and I use them places where I just stop and have a few quick casts, pull over and have a few quick casts. It's what I use. It just covers a body of water quick. I find if there's any aggressive fish in there willing to bite at that time, come on now. They work well. I can do 20 casts quickly, like a clock, and just do. If something hits it, something hits it. If not, I head off to the next spot, driving around. We will get this to work. And by the time I put the head cement all over it, it won't come apart. It'll take a bit. We'll see how durable it ends up from the pike's teeth and whatever, because I catch a lot of small pike on the spots I stop at. Generally, the aggressive fish that hits them are small pike. So Black Sharpie, yeah, you know it. You know it. Yeah. Because I went too thick with this. I know, exactly. I've done that before as well. And then when you cover it with head cement, it's like it's nothing at all. Yeah, I know. Yeah, black Sharpie for sure. This being my own bait, and you know, first couple little playing with the tools again for the season. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna head cement it up, and I'm gonna use it. Let me see if I can get a double knot for the final, or whatever. Just for this one, it is what it is. No, I had cemented up. It all is gonna become one piece of. Come on now. It's not working with much string here. I have a whip finisher right here beside me. Justin, I have a hard time using it. I honestly do. Like straight up. I don't know if I'm not crafty enough, or I just gotta. I've watched a video on, because there's so much when I first bought the vise and stuff like that. I watched a videos of, you know, learning how to whip finish, and I'm watching it. Then I start trying it, man, and then I have a hard time. I can only be truthful with you. Yeah, no, I've always had one. And then I bought another kit, and I have another one, which is like a smaller one. Man, I have trouble getting them used. I just gotta, even after watching the videos. So what I think I gotta do is just hook a hook on, throw the video on, and just keep whip finishing a plain hook, without even any dressing on it. You can make it work, yeah. Takes a minute to get it right. Yeah, and I think it's just like anything else. If I really do it and I do it and do it, it'll come around. And as you see, there's no website of me selling baits, or I don't, you know, it's all personal use. So I do want to build my whip finishing skills for sure. But you know what? I'm just gonna coat this up with tons of head cement and call her a day. A little warmth on there. Singed off a little hair. Boom. Coat her up with head cement. Let her go hard. I could have done a better job on that, I'd say for sure. All the way around. There we go. But it looks messy as crap. We'll get neater. We'll get neater. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's awesome. Hey, another video online of how to use a whip finisher would be great. For sure. Yeah, how to use it for sure. We get lots of views. Anybody searches how to use a whip finisher. I mean, everybody that buys one that's never had one in their hands before, they have to watch video on. I mean, they almost have to. They're forced to, unless someone's passed the knowledge down and has taught them, you know. But if it's just somebody that, but this, with that, we'll get it rigged up here in a minute. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's going to work out okay still. Oh, thanks, Justin. I know it's a little messy, but it'll, as we keep tying. I'm going to do small jigs this year because I have tons of big bucktails. I got tons of bucktail, dude. Tons. Tons, multi-different colors. I got a whole, I mean, just tons and tons of different bucktail material. I'm going to go small crappie jigs with bucktail. just because I don't want it to. So tying, oh, and tying bigger things are easier than tying smaller things. I noticed, but we'll get the tying all set up. Get better at it as the next few weeks go. And I think I really want to master a proper whip finish. Mind you, any jigs I've tied, and then, the way they're knotted up with that cement, there's never been I've given a lot of them away. Bradley, what's up, dude? If it works, it works. Yeah, I know. Exactly. Yeah. Thanks for that. Streamers. Yeah. Yeah. Check this one out. Streamer material, right? Got a whole box of odds and sods and then other stuff. Yeah, I made some cool looking streamers last year. Didn't use them. I got them still. I mean, this time of year in the open seasons that we're able to catch spawning salmon, I guess the streamers would work good, but I always like to leave the salmon alone once they end up in the creeks, even if they say you're allowed to target them. Whoops. Hey, fling, eh? Uh-oh. Oh, no, we're okay. Thought I got part of the loop on here. We're good to put a... Let's go. It's gonna work. And this one's seen a lot of little pike and a lot of fish. It's got, you know, you can't really see it on camera. I look at it in person and I can see all the little marks and chips on the orange and stuff like that. I mean, it's seen fish and hitting rocks, but it's seen fish teeth. And I catch a lot of those smaller pike in some of these spots I stop at. You can get big one, the odd big one, depending on this time of year is more where those big ones will cruise into those smaller areas out of the bodies of water they come out of or whatever. I don't know, they just show up. It seems this time of year you get bigger ones. Whether the last month they've grown a bunch in girth or what, because a lot of the lengths don't change, they're just girthier fish. And then by spring, it's like some of them aren't as girthy. I don't know, it's weird. Yeah, I know. I think that cost me $55, but that's Canadian, so that'd be... I think that was $55, dude. Crazy. I bought it, but I had to cut. I've owned that for a year or so now. But yeah, it does. It gets crazy expensive. Yeah. It does, man. Yeah. Alright, let's get the split ring on here. The almost first two I tied went easier than this one for some reason. I don't know if it's because I was combining the three colors and then I ended up too much thickness on my end here too quick, and then it gets harder to work with and add to it. I don't know, now that I look at this, when I zoom in on it in the camera, it looks like crap. But I look at it here in person, I'm like, no, that'll work good. I don't know, whatever. And see how much of a... But once I get hooked and that fish is flapping around, that is almost a stopper too. And I will catch fish on it. I'd say, depending on what's up with my truck or whatever, I'd say today I'll catch a fish on it. But I'm heck bent on fishing with these, even if they're from my other little spots and creeks. I got emerald shiners here in my aquarium. So like I'm good to go to grab a couple of those in a margarine container and go to one of my spots. I can use this thing with a float too, so I can cast it out, it'll stay vertical. Minnow flying around, and boom, away it goes. So this is, it does. Oh, thanks. So this is kind of what's on my mind to catch fish right now. Yeah, depending on what color and what kind. Yep, 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 yep. Yeah, and that's probably American paper, right? And all of that. So at the price of Canadian paper, that 55 bucks is right bang on with the in the market there. It's not bad. To me, it's super expensive. It should be cheaper. But the exchange rate, me paying 55 for that, you're saying 35 to 50 USD. Yeah, that makes sense. But I guess that's half of. I guess that's half a bird technically. So, yeah. Time they process it and whatever. I guess it's so tough, man. Everything should go by trades. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know. It is too expensive, and like you say, for a dead bird's feathers, you're right. So there we go. There we go. Good to go. Come on, spinner. There we go. That'll work. We went from not being able to use it to having another 3 prong on there dressed. Again, I don't like overdressing the spinners because I think once you get too much on there, it'll affect your drag and your reel and the way the lure acts as you're reeling it in. So on these, less the better almost. Too thick can, I think, cause a problem with the way the lure acts through the water. But I think that's perfect amount. So it was that one we did. We replaced that one. We went with the yellow and the black. More of the yellow. Good. And then with the orange and the bronze and orange, or the brass and orange, or whatever, we went with the black and orange. Again, light dressed. That's all you want. From my experience, anyways. From what I noticed. Yeah, thanks, dude. Thanks. And I find I've tried to dress them. Like, say you buy these and they're not dressed. Like, okay, I'm going to add some dress on them. I found it's hard to tie the dress on these just because you're working around that lure. So I guess if there was a way to keep that straight for you, and this wouldn't be in your way, but I've had issues trying to tie a dress lure, so the best way to do it is to replace the hook, which we're just going to leave that one plain. Cool, I have oops, oh yeah. So look at this bling. It's all these made vertical baits ready to go. There's 5, 10, 15, yeah, okay. There's 24 of them in here. I have another one on my table that makes 25 of them. 25, all made out of tungsten. That's tungsten on there, and that's a tungsten bead. One of the most expensive, bait making metals, kind of. I mean, tungsten's not cheap. It's really not. But it's good. It's a dense weight. People they're not as concerned about like the way they're concerned with lead. But the tungsten, it's an expensiver metal, and it's a different way that they make them. I guess tungsten goes with heat and powder and formed and pressed together. I guess that's how they... What do we got here? We got 53 likes, guys. That's pretty cool. I don't even get that on a fishing stream normally. Yeah, thanks, Dorothy. So, fun hobbies, you know. It's like no different than knitting or anything else. Like it's the same idea. It's just trying to keep everything organized. Like that's a bag full of mixed feathers. Even buying these, not cheap. To have a hobby, every hobby crafts, no matter what anybody's into, it's gonna be there's cost in it. You leave your house, it costs money, right? That's ostrich tail or ostrich feather dyed. You know, sometimes add a little unique piece of that in different stuff. It's cool. Whatever, you slowly just order and add things to your craft collection. I think that's like anybody who does crafts or whatever they do for their hobbies in their free time. You buy just stuff as you can, little by little. Like I know people do that knit, sew, make quilts. You know, you pick things up here and there when you can, and you end up getting a stock of supplies, kind of, right? You got tons of different flash boos. Got other yarns and stuff. Some glow in the dark yarns. Lots of flash boo picked up over the years or whatever. The last few years. Whatever. Yeah, stash. Yeah. I want to make a couple of big musky spinners. I have all the stuff to do that too. Besides the blades I bought, they're good for like a smaller size. I gotta go one larger size in blades before I make them. I made a spinner that works, but my body's heavier than the blade. I did have a fish on it, but lost it trolling. But I already see the bait after using it. I'm like, okay, I gotta go up a size, and then everything just kind of works better together. I found I had to reel it pretty quick to keep it because of the weight of the spinner. And that's what it's for. It's for throwing it out 20, 30, 40 feet of water. It'll drop itself down. You just drag it along, whatever, in motion, whether you're reeling it in or just dragging it behind your boat or whatever. It's like a lazy way to get something down to the bottom and spin it along there. Crush, have a bait crush it, right? Was my idea. But again, it works. It gets down deep for me. I think I've showed that one to you guys before. I actually only made one. I've showed it on my channel. It's in my boat, tackle in my boat. I appreciate you stopping in here. Get some more. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Good luck. I'll see you over at your channel. Or whatnot, or I'll see you back here. Applications in, right on. Yeah, I'm supposed to be at work today. I had vehicle troubles, lunch packed, everything, get into the truck, no go, no start. So that's being taken care of as we speak. I haven't got a call on it yet. But thankfully my work will be okay. I don't miss time. I need to be there for my bills. I'm a company dude. Sadly, I had to be away from work today, the last minute. One good thing is, I got my lunch ready to eat. So I'm gonna make my lunch that was made for work, and tomorrow's another day, brother. Good luck, Justin. We'll talk to you soon. Sending good vibes for all that, bro. More dense, yeah. Yeah, so it takes less for the same, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And another thing I got to do, I know you might have just took off there, but no, we're not solving world problems here, brother. There's no problems we can solve, really. We can just try to be kind to one another and, you know, as best as we can, right? It's, no, there's no world problems to be solved, bro. Well, we got, actually, yeah. These broken hooks were world problems, bro. Technically, that was a world problem. It was my world problem. Now we're putting these back in action. I'm going to let the contact cement dry up on them a little more. So that was something that had to be done. So yeah, we're solving world problems. Look at that one. Whatever, right? And all the problems are getting solved slowly but surely. What you got on the go? You do a call and a job already? Is that what you've been up to? Working? Get back to the van? Karen! Okay, and you're gonna start cooking. I'm gonna start cooking in my microwave, my lunch. But yeah, right on, Karen. Thanks, eh? One quote, I see. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, likewise, Karen. And sounds good. You're cooking. I don't know. Anytime. Maybe I'm hungry right now, anyways, Karen. So if I hear cooking, I'm like, that sounds great. Oh yeah, David's right on. Yeah, Steel City. David's got a sickness, possibly COVID, by the sounds of it. By the sounds of its symptoms, it very well exactly could be that, as he knows. Me, Thursday, Friday. Remember, did I tell you Steel City? Wasn't it Friday? I said I thought I was getting sick, sore throat and stuff. I didn't do much all weekend. What's up there, G? What's going on, bro? $29 in snow flurries, eh? That's a couple degrees colder than here. I don't know if we're warming up today or not. Gee, we're I heard we're warming up towards the end of the week. Snow squalls are coming, so I think today I just popped up the weather here. A lot of lake effect snow is going to be happening around here, but the way the northwest winds come, we really don't get the lake because it takes so long to get from the lakes to where I'm at because I'm in front of these two Great Lakes, so it's got to be a south wind. Anytime we get it from the south, for me to get lake effect snow, it's warm and it rains. So, but we get a little bit where I'm at of the lake effect snow. Yeah, right on. Well, it's a great pastime. It's a fun hobby. It's no different than knitting or whatever. It's great to be handy, and I'm rusty at it. Um, we were replacing hooks. They're not the neatest, but it worked out. Um, I got to practice some whip finishing work because I want to be more proper on that. We did replace the hook, and I tied that on a. And we did this one just now. We just finished this one. Dressing hooks, not over dressing, just putting a bit of dressing on there. And then back to there. And we did this one too. And it was just the hooks bent and straightened and broke off, so. Yeah, it looks like if it's COVID, from what I understand, if Dave takes care of himself, he could be in bed for 2 days, achy, and then it's always hard to say. I mean, in the heart of the pandemic, I had to get tested twice a week at my work, and temperature took every day as I went in, and we had a nurse's station to get tested. I tested positive for COVID all the time, and they'd send me home for 5 days. Would have been 10 if I didn't have the vax. Anyway, so all the time. I'd be kicking butt, working, and I get a call from the nurse's station saying you got to go home. I look at my lead hand or boss. Be like, yeah, they just called me and told me I got COVID. I got to go home. And my boss, everyone on my team, everybody around were like, what, dude? You're not sick. I'm like, I know. I'm kicking butt. I'm not, there's nothing wrong with me. So then I'd have to go home. So drive into work and then drive home. So still, you've been feeling run down all week? Yeah, I thought I was getting something in my throat Friday and stuff. I didn't do anything all weekend besides stuff around the house with the family after being on with you Friday night after us fishing there. But yeah, I'm not sick at all. Who, me or Steel City? Me? I work in a metal shop. So, a machine operator, metal shop guy, brake press operator. No, one time, I think it was the last time before they stopped testing us, my boss called the nursing station and said, you test him again. It's bullcrap. Whatever, right? You test him again. So sure enough, they'd test me again and I'd be positive. No symptoms at all. Single hook setups? Yeah. So these would work really well for your waters. And these are made in Oregon. Reef Robber G. Are you connected to Reef Robber? I don't know if my chat froze up or whatever, but these here come with the single on it. I was gonna do that, G. I was looking at these even before I bought these trebles to replace those, and I'm like, should I just single hook them for the spots that are, you know, for the spots that more and more spots are single hook barbless here in all artificial baits. So I was thinking on that. I am gonna switch over some spinners to single hook. But I have two like this that single hook, and I just thought I'm gonna try those at those spots, and I'm gonna try the single hook at my other spots too. But these have a little more weight to them, so I like a little more deeper water and bigger fish that I'm targeting for these ones here. But I look at myself as a jack of all trades, master of none, but decent at them all. And we're almost at 2 o'clock, eh, guys? 2 p.m. I can't believe how late it is already. I should probably shut things down, guys. I'm waiting for I'm waiting for a phone call. It hasn't come in yet, but time's flying today. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I just looked up at the time. So yeah, for sure it is. Yeah, man. Yeah, I wish I was at work and time flying by. Jeez, dude. All good though. Dorothy, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. You have a good day as well. Guys, maybe later tonight I might go back live doing something. I might get fishing. It's hard to say. I gotta wait and see what's going on. But worst case scenario, I might tie some little jigs later. All right, guys. Appreciate it. Cool. Where are we at? I'll wait 1 minute. 1 minute from now. Everybody enjoy. 6 people in the house. We got 53 likes on this hangout. Good Monday morning coffee and chat, and play with some baits. Again, Bill's Bait and Tackle, my favorite tackle shop. And this shirt I got for free a few years back. It's got a little tear in it, but this place is out of Woodstock. Place Mike Clark, I believe, does business with and buys tackle and stuff from. Apparently, they're really good people. All right, guys. Peace. I'm out. Have a good day.